told your friend you're Hey loves, and welcome back to my channel. Been a while. So guys, today's video will be making this beautiful dress. So we'll be needing our Ankara fabric. This is an ST. You need your lining, you need your cardboard paper for pattern drafting, and you need your tools, your ruler, scissors, and all of that. So guys, we'll just keep this aside and let's get into the video. So as you can see, I've gone ahead to place my pattern paper. You don't need much pattern paper for this dress, so I just folded or rather placed the pattern paper that will just be enough to accommodate my body measurements. So from this shoulder line now, I'll just go down to my waist, which is 15 inches, because this cloth is for a client actually. So her waist is 15 inches, and I just went ahead to mark it like so. And that is her waist, and that is the shoulder line. So on the shoulder line, we'll be taking her shoulder measurement. So her shoulder measurement is 7 inches, but you minus 1 inches from your shoulder measurement. So just go ahead and do that for yours as well. And then we'll come to the neckline, and for this I'll be using 4 inches for the neck width, and I'll also use 4 inches for the neck depth. So this depends on the type of neck you want. You can go higher or lower depending on what you want. So I'll go ahead and connect my lines together, and this is what it looks like. So on this shoulder line, as usual, we'll come down by 1 inch and we'll connect it to our neck width. And this is what it looks like. So from here now, I'll come down to her waistline, and her waist measurement divided by 4 is 6 inches. So that's 6 inches. I'll go ahead and divide it by 2 again, and that will be 3 inches. So I'll place that 3 inches here. So just go ahead and do that using your own body measurements. And I'll connect the line down to the 3 inches. And that is basically all for this pattern drafting. Simple, right? So now we'll just go ahead and cut this out, and we'll use it to cut out our back pattern. So this is what it looks like. So I'll just go ahead and label this as the front, and this part will be cutting it unfold on our fabric. I'll show you what I mean by that. So guys, now we'll just go ahead and use this to cut our back piece. So for the back piece, as you can see, I've gone ahead to place my pattern paper, and I'll just turn the back piece like so, and I'll just use this gum to hold it down so that it won't be moving when we are trying to draft it. So guys, I've gone ahead to hold it down. So the only difference between the back and the front is the neckline. So for the back neckline, I'll be making use of 2 inches. So that was what I just marked there, 2 inches. And I'll just go ahead and connect it to the neck width, because your neck width and your front neck width and the back neck width is going to be the same thing. So I'll just go ahead and connect it, and this is what we have. And after connecting it, just go ahead and trace all your trace the patterns out like so, and this is what we have. So I hope you can see it now. So I'll go ahead and also cut this out as well. And we now have our back and front pattern. So we'll use this to cut on our fabric. So on the fabric, as you can see, I've gone ahead to place my pattern, and I added ½ inch seam allowance on the down, the side, and on the shoulder. So I'll go ahead and cut it out. So initially I added ½ inch at the armhole area, but I realized that I do not need that, so I'll also trim that out. So I only added at the sides. So this is what I mean, you can see. So I will not be adding any allowance in that armhole area. You can add if you want, but I don't need that. So you can see all the places I added have inseam allowance. So I've gone ahead to cut that on our fabric lining and also on the ST. So this ST has a rough side, so this is, it will just give your clothes a kind of weight. It is not compulsory, guys. If you don't have an ST, it is fine. So I'll just place the rough side of my Ankara on the rough side of the ST that has a sticky part, and I'll just use my hot iron to hold it, to press it down. So make sure you identify the rough side of your fabric as well. So this is what we have after I've gone ahead to use my hot iron to put it down. So the next thing I'll do now is to use my lining, and I'll just go ahead and stitch on the neckline, just the neckline, guys. And this is what we have after I was done stitching on the neckline. So go ahead and notch it, and after notching it, guys, then you open it up like this and you make a double stitch towards the lining. Guys, please, not towards your fabric, towards the lining. Just stitch it down towards the lining. So just help that your neckline to be a kind of neat. So I'll just do that, and this is what we have after I was done doing that. And next thing we'll do now is to join the shoulders together. So we'll just place it like so, and I'll open it up like this, making sure that the lining is facing the lining, the fabric is facing the fabric, and I'll just pin the middle part of it, and I'll just stitch it down. But if that method is hard for you, you can also do this other method depending on the one that you will find easy. So just fold it like this and use one of the lining to cover it, then you stitch it down depending on the one that you can do. And I'll just do that, and this is what we have. You can see how neat it is. Look at how neat it is, guys. So after joining the shoulder line, now we'll go ahead and close the sides of our top, because we do not want any seam to be showing. So what you do is fold one side inwards like this, and then you carry your lining and your fabric and cover it up like so, and then you just pin the middle part, then you stitch it. I hope you understand what I did here. It's not hard. So I'll just hold that place with a pin, and I'll go ahead and just pin this down. So after pinning it down, I'll just go ahead and run a stitch on that side, and this is what it looks like. You can see what we have here. So I'll just go ahead and bring it out. Take your time, guys. Don't pull it too much so you won't rough handle your dress. And guys, this is what it looks like. You can see how one side has been closed. So we'll do the same thing for the other side before we iron this. So for the other side as well, what you do is you just put this the side folded part inwards like this, and then you carry the fabric and cover it. You just put it inside, and then you carry the lining and the fabric and cover it this way. And you do the same thing. You pin the middle part and you go ahead and stitch it down. So I will just show you guys how I did it again. So what I did was, this side where I folded already, you put it inside like so, and then you carry your fabric and cover it up, making sure that part is inside so you won't stitch on it, and then you turn it with your lining and this other the other side of your fabric like this, and you just go ahead and stitch it down. So you stitch to both side, and this is what we have. So just go ahead and pin it first before doing that, and this is what we have after I was done doing that. You can see how it looks like, guys. So I'll go ahead and bring it out as well. So after bringing that out, I'll just keep the top aside while we work on our skirts. So this is our skirt piece, and I'll just go ahead and cut this skirt. I won't be doing it in details like that because I have done my skirts. I have videos on how to draft a pencil skirt already. So what I'll do now is, from this shoulder line, I just came down by 9 inches for a hip line because she is tall. So I'm using 9 inches, and then from there I measured the length of the skirt. So you just minus your half length. In one case, half length is 14 inches, and I just went ahead to minus that, and I placed the length and also the hip line. So on this waistline, I'll just take her waist measurement divided by 4. I'll add 1 inch for that and 1 inch for joining allowance, and I'll just mark it there. And I'll come to a hip, and the dart will not be getting to the hip, so I'll just add to the stitch and 1 inch for the stitching allowance. So I'll measure what I had on my hips, and I'll minus 1 inches and put it down. That is at the length of the fabric. So after that, I'll just connect it, and after connecting it, I'll go ahead and cut it out. So this fabric is already folded into two, and we have both the front and the back piece together. So the zipper will be at the side. So I also added my zipper allowance on both pieces because the zipper will be at the side of our dress. And that is that for the skirt. So what she wants is slit on this skirt. So I'll just bring out the front piece, and I'll open it up like so. And she wants it by the right side. So what I'll do is I'll close it into two like this, and I'll notch the middle of I'll notch the middle part of this front piece, and I'll open it up again, and then from that middle I'll take my nipple to nipple measurement divided by 2, which is 3.5 inches. So our nipple to nipple measurement is 7 divided by 2 is 3.5 inches. So I just went ahead to mark 3.5 inches from the parts where I notched, and I'll repeat the same thing at the bottom, so that I'll get in order for me to have a straight line, and I'll go ahead and connect it together. After connecting it together like so, I'll just go ahead and cut it out, and this is where our slit would be. So after cutting it out, we have 2 pieces for the front piece. So I'll just go ahead and use my lining to turn this together. So I've brought back our front piece, and this is what it looks like. As you can see, I've ironed it, and we'll go ahead and fix our band. So I cut out 4 pieces of this band and I have 14 inches here. So our waist measurement is divided by 2 is 12 inches. So I have 14 inches here. So you can see that. So 2 inches is for the stitching allowance. So I just added 2 inches my waist measurement, making it 14 inches, and I'm just trying to identify the rough side of our fabric, and I'll make sure these 4 pieces are equal. So just go ahead and do the same thing, make sure that they are equal. And then you fold it into 2 like so, and you notch the middle part of your band. And then you keep that aside, and you also fold the fabric into 2, and you also notch the middle part of your fabric. And this is what we have. So we'll go ahead and fix our band to the top. So this is what you do. So you just carry your band, right side facing right side. So the right side of your band should be facing the right side of your fabric. The same thing with the lining. The right side of your band should be facing the right side of your lining as well. And you make sure that that notch parts are touching each other, and then you just pin it down like you saw me did. So you place it under like so for the other part, right side facing right side, and then you place it to that notching part, make sure they are equal there, and then you pin it down. So after pinning it down like so, you arrange it well, and you just go to your machine and you stitch on this part. So you go ahead and stitch on that part. I'm just trying to arrange it well, making sure that the notch parts are touching each other. So you just go ahead and stitch it on this side, and after stitching it, it will look like this. It will look like that. So I'll just go ahead and stitch it down. I'll repeat the same thing for the other side. So this is it. You can see what we have. I've gone ahead to stitch it and also went ahead to iron it down, and this is what it looks like. And you can see the lining side is also neat. So we'll keep that aside and bring back our skirt. So for the skirt piece, I have gone ahead to turn it with my lining, and you can see what it looks like. I also went ahead to iron it after turning it with my lining. And then this is the front piece. So what I'll do is I'll face it like this, and I'll measure where she wants the slit to start from, or rather the slit to stop. So she wants it 7 inches, and you can either just mark 7 inches like so, or you come to the waist and you measure a half length, and then from there you mark down where she wants her slit to stop. Either way, so you can see it's even the same thing. So I'll just go ahead and join it together like that, and I'll stitch it down to that mark that I made, and I'll stop it there. So the other part will be for the slits. And for the back, I'll just go ahead and join the zipper allowance. Remember I said the zipper will be at the front, so I'll just stitch that together just to have that line at the back. And this is what it looks like after I was done joining it. You can see this. I also went ahead to attach my darts to the skirt, and this is the front piece. So you can see what we have here. So this is the type of slits that she wants. There are different ways of making your slits. So this is the type of slit she wants, and I've brought back our top. So now we need to join our skirt to the top part of our dress. So what you do is you just go ahead and identify the front and the back so you won't make mistake, and then you carry the front piece of your skirt. Make sure it is the front toe that you're placing on the front part of your fabric, and then you place it like this, lining facing lining. And you saw the way I open my band, right? And then you stitch it down. So you repeat the same thing here. Open your band this way, and then you place your skirt lining facing lining, and then you just run a stitch on it down. So I'll repeat that one more time. Open your top like so, then place your skirt. Make sure the right side of your skirt is facing you, so it is lining facing lining. I hope you understand. And then you stitch it, and this is what we have after I was done stitching it. You can see how neat the inside is. You can see no seam is showing at all, and that is what we actually want. So you can see our skirt, and you can see the front side is looking rough. You can see how rough the right side of our skirt is looking. So what we'll do now is we'll just fold it in like so and stitch on it. So just fold the edge of the band, so and then you just go ahead and stitch it down. Just fold it the way you see me doing like so, and you stitch it down, and I'll repeat the same thing for the other side as well. And this is what we have. You can see how beautiful this is, guys. So I've gone ahead to hem it, and this is what the front side looks like as well. So what we'll do now, and this is the back, see how it's looking beautiful. So what we'll do now is to turn to the rough side of our fabric, and we'll go ahead and put the body measurements, the skirt body measurement down, so that we'll be able to join it. So just arrange your skirts, making sure they are equal, and then you measure your band here. So what I have here is 14 inches. So and our waist is 12 inches. That is dividing her waist by 2 is 12. But when you divide it by 6 is when you divide it by 4 is 6. I hope you understand. So I just came down by 7 inches, and that is where our zipper would be. That's where I'll be fixing our zipper, and from there I'll just stitch it down. So on that side I'll not stitch that 7 inches. I won't be stitching that part. That will be for our zipper. So I'll just measure what I have here to be sure that it is her measurement, and I'll go ahead and stitch it. And this is what our skirt looks like, guys. See our zipper allowance. I've not joined the zipper, and this is what it looks like. You can see how beautiful this is, guys. We are almost done with our skirt, and this is what we have. This is the slit. So what we'll do now is to put our band to the slit side. She said she wants a band, and this is the piece I have cut out. I think I have 10 inches for the width and for the length, I mean, and then the width is around 7 inches, and I stitched it all around. As you can see, I just left an opening in one side to turn it out, and then I just stitched that part as well. So this is how you fold it. Just go ahead and fold it to make a bowl like this, you can see. So I'll show you guys again. So just pleat it like so, and then after pleating it, take your time guys. So just go ahead and pleat it. So this is what we have, and then these are other pieces that I just went ahead to stitch, and I also turned it out. So I'll just use this to hold it in place. So you can either stitch it on your machine, or you can tie it. So for me, I'll just go ahead and tie it, and then after tying it, I'll just cut out the excess rope, and I'll adjust it well and hide the that is the edges of that rope. I'll just go ahead and hide it, and this is what we have. So I'll go ahead now and place it here, and I'll just sew it down. After that, I'll use my hemming gum on the slit, and I'll insert my zipper. So those are the things. I'll just go ahead and do that and show you. So this is the finished look of our skirt. I say skirt, sorry, this is the finished look of our dress. You can see how beautiful it is. I've gone ahead to attach you can see how neat it is. I've used my hemming gum to hem down the slits, and I've attached the bow and my zipper. This is my zipper. I've also gone ahead to attach it. It's an invisible zipper, so I've gone ahead to attach it, and this is our dress. So guys, please, if this is your first time of stopping by, consider subscribing to this channel. Do not forget to like, share and subscribe, and turn on your notification bell to get notified when I upload a new video. So thank you guys for watching. Until I see you in my next video. Bye.